Hey guys, so FBI today released images you don't want to see, and they didn't want you to see actually, of possible suspect in Nancy Guthrie's investigation. By the way, if you want to know the latest celebrity news without PR, without advertisements, subscribe to the channel. It's growing fast. So let's hear what happened in Nancy Guthrie's case, how FBI involved, what they actually did, and what images they released, and we're gonna comment on that.
It releases new images of a potential subject in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. The agency's director, Kash Patel, sharing video and photos, explaining that law enforcement uncovered previously inaccessible new images showing an armed individual appearing to have tampered with the camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door the morning of her disappearance. Patel writes, over the last 8 days, the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department have been working closely with our private sector partners to continue to recover any images or video footage from Nancy Guthrie's home that may...
Actually, this guy, this potential suspect, behaved like a rookie because the thing is, if he was doing it professionally, they didn't have security camera connected to the app or whatever. So it's always overriding itself. So it's like a live stream. It was like a live stream, it was overriding itself, and if he did it the right way, he was not supposed to be on the camera. They wouldn't recover his image because how this app works, that Nancy Guthrie had security cameras at her home, that's how they work. It's kind of complicated, but I'm telling you, he worked as an amateur.
They have been lost, corrupted, or inaccessible due to a variety of factors, including the removal of recording devices. He adds that the video that the images are from was recovered from residual data located in back-end systems. It comes 10 days after the mother of Today co-anchor Savannah Guthrie was reported missing from her home near Tucson, Arizona. Following the release...
I mean, a lot of people struggling in this country right now, so I can understand that he wants some money because he knows that Savannah works for NBC. He could Google her net worth and like, oh, you know what? She makes some money. That's why probably he wants some money from them. That's the only reason, and that's the only explanation I have right now. And we don't have any more details, you know, to find out what really happened.
Of images of the potential subject, Savannah, taking to Instagram, reposting the photos, writing, "We believe she is still alive, bring her home." Law enforcement has not verified the authenticity of a ransom note sent to news outlets last week. The FBI said in a February 9th statement per NBC News that it is not aware of any continued communication between the Guthrie family and suspected kidnappers, nor have we identified a suspect or person of interest in the case at this time. The FBI is asking anyone with information that might relate to Nancy's disappearance, contact 1-800-CALL-FBI or visit tips.fbi.gov.
I can tell you one thing. I mean, it's been more than a week. Usually, you know that from movies, they say that the more days the person is missing, the last chance to find her alive. So I'm wishing her well, for sure. And it's a tragedy. It's a sad, sad, sad situation that somebody could do it. But I think it's all for money again. Like, tons of crimes in this country because of money, because people are lacking money, or they don't want to make money doing regular people's work, you know, like that's a problem too. We live in a society where people just want to make easy money, probably because of social media or whatever. So if I'm doing YouTube right now, I still have my regular 9-to-5 job. People don't want to do that. So let's jump in to Marc Anthony. He commented on David Beckham's family. I don't know how to say, like basically Brooklyn Beckham decided to put Instagram story, and he told all the truth about Beckham's family, what's really going on behind the curtains. So Marc Anthony, who was a host of Brooklyn Beckham's wedding, decided to comment on the situation. Probably paparazzis and tabloids calling him like nonstop, and he decided to actually spill some truth. And let's see what he said.
Marc Anthony is speaking out on the Beckham family drama. After David and Victoria Beckham's eldest son, Brooklyn, claimed last month that his mom, quote, hijacked his first dance with wife Nicola Peltz at their wedding, Marc, who performed at the 2022 nuptials, is breaking his silence. The singer tells The Hollywood Reporter in an interview published February 9, "I have nothing to say about what's happening with the family. They're a wonderful, wonderful family. I've known them since before the kids were born. I'm really close to the family."
Alright, he doesn't want to say the truth. He's their friend or whatever. When people try to do PR, they make people talk. Maybe Victoria called Marc and said like, "Oh, can you talk on our behalf? We would really appreciate it because right now it's a PR disaster for this family, for David and Victoria, because clearly she cares a lot about PR. That's for sure. Like, no doubt about it." I know a lot of people in my comment section actually said that poor Brooklyn and they're narcissistic, whatever. It might be true. We don't know the actual truth, but what I can say is Brooklyn sometimes. You can leave it in a close circle, in a family circle. I wouldn't, like, maybe we two different people obviously, but I wouldn't put it out like he did for the whole world to know. I think I think his parents actually nervous because of that, like from any standpoint, because also they care about PR and they're probably struggling with the knowledge that their son actually doesn't want to have anything to do with them.
Marc continues, "But I have nothing to say about what happened there. It's extremely unfortunate how it's playing out, but how it's playing out is hardly the truth."
The most important thing right here, he said, "I have nothing to say about what happened there." So he probably knows something that we don't know, but he doesn't want to say that. That's the main point. Probably the tabloids call him so many times, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to speak out without speaking out," basically.
These remarks from the Grammy winner come as the long-rumored feud within the famous family became public in January after Brooklyn detailed the rift with his parents on social media. Included in a lengthy message shared to his Instagram stories January 19th, the 26-year-old recalled the alleged incident at his wedding, writing, "My mom hijacked my first dance with my wife, which had been planned weeks in advance, to a romantic song. In front of our 500 wedding guests, Marc Anthony..."
Let's just say that it all happened. Like you see on the screen, everything that he mentioned happened. But why would you put it out in public? I understand maybe you have some issues with your family, but if you don't want to talk to them, just say them privately. Like, "I don't want to talk to you." You can say everything that you put out personally to them. That's what I would understand. Is like your family with them. Like, that's your parents. They gave you all the privileges you actually have it right now. So talk to them privately. Say what you said on Instagram post. Why would you do it publicly? I don't understand that.
"Called me to the stage wherein the schedule was planned to be my romantic date with my wife, but instead my mom was waiting to dance with me instead. She danced very inappropriately on me in front of everyone. I've never felt more uncomfortable or humiliated in my entire life."
Alright, that's what he's post. I mean, we've talked about that bunch of times, so I'm not gonna repeat it again. I said what I said. I think, again, maybe all that he said was true. Alright? But what I think is, if you're saying stuff like that, you better speak to your family privately. Don't put it out in public. Even like, if they don't agree with you, you have your own life to live, That's why I don't understand. So we have an expert actually who spoke about Nancy Guthrie's case, and he actually confirmed what I said to you earlier. There was a rookie mistake. So see what he said. He says, "The cameras will record to the service as long as they have internet. According to Nest, without a subscription, usually they are quickly overridden by next images. But if the camera is disconnected, there should be nothing to override on the server." that's from the K and Associates founder. He's private investigator. So essentially, if someone doesn't have a subscription to the service, it's almost like a live stream being sent to the server. New images override previous images. However, because this was the last image before the suspected kidnapper disconnected the camera, is the last thing that was sent to the server and therefore able to be recovered. K branded the suspected kidnapper, whose weapon appeared to be holstered through their pants incorrectly, a rookie. So basically he's saying if he didn't turn off the camera right after he showed up his image, there would be no image. So obviously this is not like a professional. I wouldn't like, I have no doubt he wasn't a professional kidnapper, you know, like why would he do something like that? It's probably a person either mentally sick who's into Nancy's daughter, or I would say somebody who needs money desperately. Again, in this country, there's a lot of people struggling. So let's jump to the next story. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, they rethinking their wedding plans. How is it possible? Let's find out in this article by Page 6. So right now they eyeing a chic venue in Tennessee and considering hosting a private island affair, Page 6 is told. Sources say the couple who got engaged in August is going over the guest list and realizing they may want to invite a lot more people than they initially thought. Kelce is still close with many of his childhood friends from Cleveland, Ohio. Plus has a lot of teammates and NFL pals. Swift has a plethora of music industry friends of her own. I think, I mean, they can afford it, but I have some skepticism why they decided to have this close private ceremony where they initially had in Rhode Island. They had it in mind, this small private ceremony. And then like after that, they decided to jump into this big island wedding. I don't quite understand how is it possible. Like they should have thought about it more before they jumped into the conclusion to have like a little private ceremony. And then like, oh, you know what? We have so many friends. So I don't quite understand that. But other than that, they can do whatever they want. They have so much money between them. So it was different rumors about where the ceremony will be held. Some said it Rhode Island, like I mentioned before. Some said it would be in Swift's mansion. So Page 6 actually saying to us that we are told Swift and the football player, that's how they call Kelce, are contemplating keeping the Rhode Island plans and hosting a second wedding elsewhere. Ocean House Hotel, located right next door to her real estate, may be involved in some capacity, according to our sources. Interesting. However, we're also told the pair is mulling over scrapping the idea altogether and going all out at a totally different venue that can accommodate more attendees. Our sources say that among the possible backdrops is Blackberry Farm in Tennessee. The luxury resort sits on 4,200 acre estate tucked into the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, offering up a rustic vibe. Weddings at the charming spot have been featured in Vogue, Price, and Martha Stewart. I mean, for both of them, it's the first wedding. I mean, Taylor was kind of married to Joe Alwyn, but they were dating. They were not technically married. So maybe they decided so it should be memorable for them. And why not to have like two weddings instead of one? It's okay, right? If you have so much money and so much resources. And I'm sure it'll be a lot of tabloids, a lot of paparazzis following them around. And of course, we will have more news for you about their couple, about Taylor and Travis Kelce. So subscribe to learn more, for sure. And next story, last one for today, I want to talk about, we talked about Nancy and Savannah Guthrie. We talked about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, Marc Anthony and Beckham family. But the last story actually shocked me the most because it's about Kendall Jenner. So Kim Kardashian started dating Lewis Hamilton, and Lewis Hamilton allegedly had a fling with Kendall Jenner. So she was standing behind Kim and Lewis at the Super Bowl. Okay, maybe they don't care about each other anymore, but it feels awkward when you like standing next to your ex and now he's dating your sister. And it's kind of creepy as well. But also, Kendall was dating Bad Bunny for quite a while. So he was performing at the same moment. I mean, there's an article that I found on the internet, and they say she felt super awkward. And I can only imagine, of course. So what they say, she found herself in a luxury VIP box with Lewis Hamilton, who she was rumored to have had a fling with, and now dating her sister, Kim Kardashian. As if that wasn't awkward enough, she also had front row seats to her romantic past. Her ex-boyfriend Bad Bunny took over Levy Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Cameras showed Kendall stood awkwardly as she watched her ex put on quite the spectacle, as he was joined by the likes of Lady Gaga, Ricky Martin, and Cardi B, among others. For many, it was a day of celebration, but for Kendall, it was an event where family and exes collided in front of one of the world's biggest sporting stages. That's her. Definitely, they found a moment where she looks confused, I would say. Bad Bunny is performing. So Kendall apparently enjoyed the Super Bowl while in the company of her rumored fling Lewis. The model was seen awkwardly stood behind the F1 star and her sister Kim while watching the game. Kendall and Lewis first made headlines in 2015 when they were spotted together at the Monaco Grand Prix. They later fueled romance rumors when they enjoyed days out in London and New York. Despite the rumors, they continued to call each other friends. Lewis was quick to shut down rumors, telling E! News, "Me and Kendall have been friends for a while, so we're just friends." Praising the supermodel, he added, "She's doing incredible. She's very focused, very level-headed, and she's just, for such a young woman, she's very grown up." When they first reported the story about Kim is dating Lewis Hamilton, they said it's also a fling for him. So he doesn't want anything serious. So were they dating? I mean, we saw them a bunch of times in 2015 together, having dinners, enjoying each other's company. And they claim they're just friends, but we haven't seen them together after that. Like, what kind of friends they are, right? If you're friends with somebody, you want to see this person more often, right? But they saw each other in 2015 a couple of times, and then like for 11 years, nobody saw them together. Back in 2015, it was even claimed that Kris Jenner wanted Lewis for a son-in-law, of course, with a source telling The Sun that she wanted Kendall to date the F1 ace. She really wants Kendall to date him, and insider said at the time, Lewis and Kris have become friendly in recent months, and she thinks he's perfect for her daughter. She really enjoyed being in Monaco with Lewis, who personally invited her. Kris is selling her daughters like a pimp. P-I-M-P. Well, Kris was in luck, but it was Kim who managed to take him off the market. Since 2026, the F1 star has been dating the Skims founder, with the pair making their first joint public outing tonight together at the Super Bowl. The couple appear to be going from strength to strength, having spent time together in LA with Kim's family. New reports have claimed Kim's family adore and approve of Lewis, of course, with the pair keen to keep their romance moving forward. The source said Kim and Lewis' relationship is intense, but they are both keen to keep moving forwards. He wants to spend as much time with her as possible, especially as he'll be back getting ready for the new F1 season in a couple of weeks. Let's just be honest and real. Lewis is washed as a F1 driver. He's one of the greatest drivers of all time, F1 champion. I think he was 7-time world champion, but right now he's terrible. Not good. Wouldn't say terrible, but he's not good. So basically they say that they were spending time together. So Kendall famously dated Bad Bunny from February to October in 2023. Briefly rekindled their romance in 2024. We remember how they showed up to a Laker game together. Was it awkward? I think like Kendall had flings or dated a lot of people, so I don't know if it's awkward. I don't know how serious they were, right? sometimes I was serious with women and I was dating them, and now it feels awkward if they dating somebody else, right? Or with my date and I see them. But if I just had a fling with a woman, I mean, it seems a little weird, but I wouldn't say it was awkward when I saw people with different people. If I don't like them, for example, it was just a fling and that's it. What do you think? Which story shocked you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. As always, subscribe, share, like this video, share with your friends. Let's grow together. Let's grow and make this channel bigger and better. And we're growing fast. Can't complain. See you guys in the next video.